Hey everyone, Cassie here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, Simon Hurley Create just released a bunch of new stuff and it's awesome. Y'all are gonna love it. So let's just jump right into it because I want to make a quick card after this. If you are familiar or even not familiar with the stamping foam, this stuff is fabulous. There's a lot of uses for it. I have a few videos using it, and I know it was kind of hard to get your hands on after people learned about it because everybody wanted it, but now he has come out with the Heart Cut stamping foam. So let's open this up, and it comes with two in here. I love that. And let's take a look at what, so here is one of them. You get two, which is great. And I think we're going to try and make a card just using this stuff today. I would love to do something with these, but we're going to show those in a second. So this is what it is. You've got two separate pieces to it, which is so fun. So not only do you have this one, you know, you actually have your heart piece and you can do some stamping with that as well. And so we're going to do that, I think, in the card that we make at the end. But so there is that, and everything that I'm showing you will be linked down below in the description box. So if you just want to go shop, go shop. All right, we have some new stencils. I love this one. This one is called the Tiny Hearts. It's so pretty. And anything with hearts, I feel like, yeah, people push it at Valentine's Day, obviously, but hearts are something you can use year round. I love hearts. So that's a good one. And these are all 6x6. The next stencil we have is so pretty, and I know that Simon has done some really cool things with this. This one is called Greenery, and I think he did something where he had it and then he turned it. Oh, you could just do some really cool things with this stencil. It's really, really pretty. Next one is a mask, and it actually goes with one of the stamp sets. Or obviously by itself. This one is called Vases, so it has the masks and it has the stencils themselves. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just cut it open and we'll show you what I'm talking about. So here it is, and then the masks are just kind of taped in place. You can pull those out, but they go over the top of the vases in this sketched florals, which is a gorgeous stamp set and has 20 stamps in it. So anyway, this could be used, like I said, on its own. You can mask the stamp or mask the stencil or whatever, or use the stencil on the different pieces or the different bases. So that is a good one to get together or separately, but definitely it works so well together. So that one is Vases, and then I went ahead and showed you this stamp set. Let's talk about it a little bit more. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different vases, and you have 5 different flowers. And we've got lots of great sentiments. And then these little pieces up here, you can use probably on the tops of your vase, even if you wanted to, or just however you wanted to. You can make some really cool backgrounds with that. That's neat. Our sentiments are, I adore you, hugs, you are so beautiful, and love you. And I love how those are like in a block type. And then we have thank you, hello, bloom where you're planted, and where flowers blossom, so does hope. I love this. This is a fantastic set. It's perfect for year-round again, I think. I'm always needing thank yous. I love the idea of bloom where you're planted since we move all the time. And then hello friend is great. Just wonderful. Love this stamp set. We're going to jump into the backgrounds. There are 2 background stamps. We've got this one. This is called the Stippled Circles, and this actually is 7 pieces. So it is a pull apart. Y'all know how I feel about those pull-aparts. I think it's genius. And it gives you so much versatility with your stamp set. So you have not only you can do a single row, you know, and then just piece it back together. You also can do the separate circle. There's a couple of them. Or you could pull those out and stamp without the circle there, which is kind of neat. So we've got 4 of the little circles that can come out, or this one strip. That's awesome. And then think of the colors you could do with that. So that's a great set. That is a very great set. I really like that. Got all kinds of ideas going with that one. Oh, and then we have the Paisley. This is another peel apart. You can pull out some of those little Paisley pieces and stamp separately with those. Golly, he's just thought of everything. So let's see which ones those are. So you've got this Paisley, You've got this one. You've got this one. That's great. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3. It's a 4-piece. And it's beautiful on its own. Imagine if you just sat and like colored with colored pencils on that one. Or obviously ink blended. I love that. I think that's so pretty. A lot of options here. Copic markers or any alcohol markers if you're just doing fine tip. But I think with colored pencils, you could stamp that one out and just sit in front of the TV. Have a beautiful background. And then this one, the last stamp in our release is, this one's called Bold Bouquet. And I think this is so neat because you have like the negative version and the positive version. You could probably stamp these over the top of each other because they're the same, but one's the negative and one's the positive. Oh, that would be so cool. You could stamp it in one color, like stamp this bold in one color and stamp this in another color. Oh, that would be so neat. Oof, I like that. And then we've got a lot of great sentiments. We've got hello and thank you, thinking of you and friends. So this is another like great kind of all year round stamp set. We've got you are so strong, you'll get better soon. I love you. I'm here for you. Sending hugs and prayers. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. This is wonderful. So obviously if you can stamp these separately and use these sentiments in there, that would be great. But just imagine the possibilities. Ooh, that would be so cool. All right, so there are those. Now we're going to talk about the Lunar paste. I'm so excited about these colors too. So we have Prom Queen and Triple Berry, and that is going to round out our colors. So here are the current colors that we have. I've already got those ready. And this stuff is so great because it has so many different uses. You can not only use it over a stencil or just, you know, put it down. You can blend with it. You can paint with it. You can splatter with it because it's metallic looking. So check out, if you haven't seen the Lunar pastes yet, I'm telling you right now, these are amazing. They're so creamy. They're just, I can't even describe to you how much I really enjoy them. And I've had them, you know, since they first came out. And I haven't had any issues with drying or anything like that, you know. So that is definitely a plus. So I'm going to show you what they're going to look like on here. We're going to use a palette knife just to spread a little bit on there. And this one is Prom Queen. I already marked them. I want you to see what they look like on white and on black. Oh golly, check that out. Ooh, it's so vibrant. I love it. So let me get a little bit out here. I don't need that much. And I'm just going to spread it on. I'll do it over here too. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. I'm so glad he came out with a pink and purple. But I do keep my lid on there nice and tight, just to let you know. All right, so I'm wiping that off, and then I'm going to blend. Do I have a? Yeah, I blend the blender. And I have just separate sponges for these. Now, these can get hard over time using it in this. The one thing I would say is that if you use, you know, once you're done using it, if you want to wash it off in water, that'll help. Or really rub it off on just like a microfiber cloth or something, that will help. But yes, they can stiffen over time. So I'm just going to blend a little bit of that out. I'll do it over here too, and then I'll show you how that looks. Okay, so let's take a look at our Prom Queen on the white. It's so metallic and so bright and brilliant. I love it. I absolutely love it. Check it out on the black too. So nice. Okay, so there's that, and then let's bring in our Triple Berry, which I'm super excited about as well. And then I feel like we'll have hit all the necessary ones, you know. And then if he wants to, if he's gonna come out with more, I mean, not saying I wouldn't, you know, I would want them all. Ooh, look at how pretty that purple is too. Oh my gosh. And these are filled. These are 2 fluid ounces. That's a lot. Let me put a little down here. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that on the black. That is something like that. As if you couldn't tell. And these sold out so fast when they first came out. So if you are even considering it, I would highly suggest that you go run and grab them, because they sell out quick. At least they did last time. And I haven't met anybody that didn't enjoy them. So, all right, take a look at the triple berry on our white and our black. Oh my goodness, so pretty. All right, so there you have it all rounded out, all those colors. I can't get over how vibrant that pink is. That is so pretty. And I love how they blend. I think I like it blended on the black even more than I do the white, but it does look nice. So there are those. Now we're going to go ahead and speed things up a little bit, and we're going to make a card. But again, if you want to stop the video, go do a little shopping, and then come back, be my guest. All right, we're going to jump right into it with the stamping foam. This is the hard cut stamping foam, and this measures the same size as an A2 size card. So it is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And I was showing you what it looks like with the heart outside of it, but we are going to go ahead and put our impression on it. If you've never used this stuff before, you need some heat. So I'm using a heat gun. I'm showing you, you're just going to heat up your foam, and then you can either press your foam into whatever it is you want to use, or press whatever you're using right into your foam. Now, I didn't heat it up long enough, but there is a little bit of an impression. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that impression with the heat, and I'll show you that more later. And then I'm going to just really heat this up for about maybe 30 seconds or so. I want to make sure this is nice and warm. And then once I have that nice and warm, I am actually going to take the foam and put it right to what I want the impression of. So that stamp is the stippled circle background. I just love that background. And take a look at that. You've got this really cool impression on there. So the next step I want to do is bring in some inks, and I'm going to pull those inks out. I've got some Shooting Star, later Gator, and Remember Me. And what I meant to do is take out the heart, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to clean that heart off, set that off to the side. But I'm bringing in that Shooting Star, and I'm just going to rub the pad right onto the foam. We'll go into the later Gator, and we'll rub that on there as well. And then we're going to take in the Remember Me and do the same thing on the bottom. So I'll get a good impression there. And I am going to go back over that with my later Gator. I may pick up some of that Remember Me. I'm not that concerned about it. And I do the same thing with the Shooting Star. And I know I pick up a little bit of that, but if I'm that concerned, I can use a cloth to get rid of that. Take some water and spritz that. And then I'm going to take that and put that right on top of my panel. All right, I'm going to push that off to the side, because what I want to do is put that heart in there. So I've pulled in Love Struck and Triple Berry, and I'm doing the same thing with it. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to spray that with water. And then I'm just going to stick that right inside, trying not to move my paper and my foam at all. Just push that right into there. And then I'll pick it up and take a look at that. It gives you this beautiful watercolored kind of background, and it's the impression that we had. So I cleaned it off with water. I cleaned off my foam. And if there's a little staining, don't worry about that. And now I'm going to take my heat, and I'm going to get rid of the impression that I just had, so that I can use this foam another time on a different type of background. So just using that heat, you'll see it. It'll raise itself up, and that will be gone. Like I said, you may have some staining, but I don't think that's any big deal. So there you go. It's ready for the next time. All right, now I'm going to just heat set this with my heat gun. Just make sure it's nice and dry. And then we're going to move on to doing some stamping. So I'm going to pull out the brand new sketched Florals. I've got one of the vases. I'm going to ink that up with a Copic friendly ink and stamp that onto some stark white cardstock. And then I'll do the same thing with our little daisy. I'm going to stamp that right over the top of our jar, kind of putting it a little bit cockeyed. Now, I didn't get a very great impression. I should have used my Misty, but that's okay. I can fix this. I'm going to use a Copic multi-liner, which is just an alcohol-friendly type of pen, so that way I can go over the top of this with my alcohol markers and I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to do very simple coloring. So I've just brought in like a C3 marker and flicked it, and next I'm bringing in just a yellow marker. I've got one of my orange ones. I didn't even write them down. I think it was YR23 and YR27, and then I think I used YG17 for the green. And I figure while I've got all this going, I might as well bring in the Vases stencil, and I'll peel away the mask, And then I'm just going to use like a blender brush along with some of that Remember Me and lightly blend that into the vase. Just going to blend that in a little bit, and when I pull that away, you're going to see how cool that really looks. Oh, I love it. And now I want to stamp out my sentiment, so I'm pulling in one of those sentiments from the sketched florals, and this one just says, I adore you. I love that bold black lettering. It's so cool. I fussy cut all of those out, and now I'm just putting some foam tape on the back of those. And I'll do the same thing for our sentiment, and then I'll peel off that release paper and stick down my floral image and do the same thing with the sentiment and pop that down, and boy, it really makes that pop. And for then our base, I've got some stark white cardstock that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and scored at 4 1/4, so it is a side folding A2 size card. And my panel I originally cut down to 4 inches by 5.5 inches, so there is going to be a little bit of a white border on both the left and the right hand side. I love that. And then once we're done with that, that's going to finish off our card. Oh, so fun. So like I said, all this stuff is available now. I'll have it all linked down below. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.